Hello, fellow Guardians. This is Tommy, also known as T-Tao. Welcome to episode 4 of my Sweatshop series, where I add commentary to gameplay submitted by viewers like you. If you enjoyed the video, remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Turn on that notification or hit that bell if you want to get notified when my next video drops. Enjoy the video and comment with any feedback or suggestions. Thank you so much. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna just go ahead and click play on this. So you probably won't have audio for the video clip, but you will be fine. Yeah, man. So I can pause like right there, right? Like that was great. That was a fun
Yeah.
play, right? Like you
A
went in there.
fun
Yeah, a fun play. No, it was actually a really good play, right? So you went in, you contested middle lane. You saw they had snipers, and you were like, "I'm a dip. I'm out. I'm not here anymore."
well, yeah, I didn't want to be in there. Yeah, I didn't want to get my head kicked. So yeah,
Yeah,
just like get out.
I just want to say that that's a beautiful play. That's like great maneuverability. That was fantastic. Like I don't think there was any way for a sniper to catch you unless they were like a quick scoping god.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Let's turn on the volume because it's background music. Yeah. Picks. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy my music taste.
Yeah, man. No worries. Yeah. Yeah, that maneuverability is hard to catch, man. So yeah, good pick right there.
I mean, it was a pick, but I feel like I kind of caught myself in like a trap because all three of them were like there within a few seconds. So I was like, oh,
Yeah. So
like went too deep.
yeah. So if you take a look right there, right, since you got the kill, right, like if you look in your radar, you'll see that they're all there and it's lighting you up like a Christmas tree. If you
Yeah,
actually
and then
went,
I walked towards them. It was
yeah,
like, oh,
yeah, man, yeah, you could have went to the right side and you would have got nice and cover right
dipped
there.
away, nice and easy trade versus doing a 1v or
Yeah,
went out positive versus trading 1 versus 1. Yeah.
exactly, man. Right there, shotgunner rushing towards you. It's actually, that shotgun's like really far as a mindbender. It's probably a good rolled one. Quick question. What rank, give or take, were you during this match? Was it a high rank or like medium?
3,900, 4,000.
Cool. Yeah.
Grand. I play with people like all over. Like I play with people 5,500. I play with people down low, kind of depending, like whether I'm
Of course.
LFGing or playing with friends.
Have you hit legend before?
No, I'm a new. I did not do not last season. Last season I hit like 3,800.
Okay.
Cool, man. Yeah, because I see that one of the other ones is an unbroken. Yeah, I see they're flanking you. Popped your well. Guys coming in. Easy pick. One on the right. Yeah, so
You're
here.
using transversives with
Yep.
top tree warlock solar, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
top is trans.
Yeah.
yeah, good pick right there. So here's the other question for you. When you're using those dashes, by the way, I see you use them to move out of positioning, but I don't really see you use it to move like into positioning. Is that fairly common? Like, do you sort of like what?
I play. I think I play passively, a little too passively. I like to use it as a get out of jail card
Yeah,
more than like a go in and be super aggressive card.
for
From
sure.
what I have used of it, I'm not a warlock main. I love transversives, and I love transversives for warlock and any sort of PvP activity. But using that top tree, I played around with it just a little bit. I like it a lot too for getting out of danger because that's kind of what I use the
Mhm.
hunter dodge for. I don't usually use my hunter dodge to dodge into position. I
Or
use it
like
for
to
when
initiate,
it's
and you would use it like, oh shit, but like you need to like get out of town real
yeah,
quick.
exactly. It's an air dodge. I mean, it's awesome. Like I wish hunters could dodge in the air. They'd be too OP if they could, but that's one of the things I liked a lot about it is I could kind of jump out and then if I need to just air dodge kind of back into cover. I don't know, it's great. So I like the way you're using it. I think it's very good. So I keep doing it that way, but it's of course situational. Do whatever also works best for you. It seems to be working really well for you, honestly. That's just my 2 cents though.
The only thing I'm bringing up is because I use it on as a Titan. I use my shoulder charge as a maneuverability, right? So I sort of skate a little bit. It's not the same as yours, but what I've noticed is if I can break line of sight, and especially if I'm close range, like when you were during that engagement just then. Again, this was, he was rushing with a shotgun, like you got him right, like, and you jumped afterwards. Sometimes if you can jump beforehand and then initiate, like it's easy for you to get someone off guard.
Mhm.
All right, secured heavy looks really nice. Yeah, I see you sort of do this consistently throughout the match, right? Like you're contesting people at roughly 40 to 50 meters with a hand cannon, and I'm curious, like,
Quite far.
yeah, so I'm just curious, like, what had you like right there, like, see, so they're picking, see, that was fine.
Okay.
Were you just trying to back up your teammate? What happened there?
I'm watching that right now.
I think it's kind of. I mean, I'll let him say what, but for me, sometimes you go around that corner.
I think I
and
was trying to half poke, half like help my buddy up, but then he got shot.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh shit, he's got a shot. So then I backed up, tried to weld a buff. But I think that was just bad reaction time of mine.
He slid around that corner with a
Yeah.
shotgun, and his hitbox was real small due to that. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just one of those things where you might get lucky and nail your shot, but he slide
Yeah.
shotgunning you. He knew you were right there. He could see your well,
Mhm.
because where you popped the well, it's around that corner.
Yep.
So, just
Yeah,
one of
I can
those
see that.
things.
Yeah.
So on this topic, you might find this because I've noticed this works a lot, right? So right there, right? So he's within range of you, but what you could do, especially around those tight corners and you have the vertical space, just jump, right? I cannot explain how many times I have shotgun to just rush me. I jump and they later run past me.
Well, yeah, because
Uh,
people, 90% of gamers don't look up. So if you can
exactly.
get a vertical advantage. Makes sense.
One time, this is actually funny. A story with Justin. We were playing comp together, and we got a shotgun rusher just rushing us. And one dude, just consistently rushing us. And Justin's hard scoping the middle lane, and I just jump up, and this shotgun just literally runs right past me and goes and shotguns Justin. He was so angry. He's just like, "Why aren't you watching my fucking flank?" I'm like, "Dude, like he literally just ignored me and went right after you." Um, I wish I had a clip
Because
of
I
that.
was more of a threat dog, that's why.
Yeah, I know, man. As a Titan who's just eating fucking crayons, you let me sit in the corner, just fucking pop my barricade, and I just chill there, right?
No, but yeah, you get a point. Yeah, looking up, especially when you're sliding with a shotgun, if like somebody's up in the air, it's definitely
It's harder. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But it's
And
just one of those things, man. In the moment, it's so hard. Going back and watching it, you can kind of talk about what you could have done differently and try to apply that when you're actually in game.
I mean,
think
it
one of
helps.
the-
I think it helps to look over and be like, oh, this is what I did. This is what I could do differently. Well,
So this is kind of very similar to what Tommy and I have done many times in the past. Is instead of kind of watching our gameplay, what we'll actually do is we'll just go 1v1 each other, or we'll do like a little small like clan match or something, and we'll play for real. We'll not spare any kind of actions. We just go in all out, and then if you get killed by something, you're like, how could I have done that differently? I know it sounds lame, but then we'll sit there and kind of replay that situation over and over again. And even though it's just a mock-up, you can still kind of get a feel for what you could have done on the spot. Like, all right, let's do that again. Slide around that corner. Let me try to jump. Or, all right, let me try to dodge. Or, what can I do? And then apply that in other matches. And I actually, believe it or not, there's been a lot of times where we've done that, and it pays off. Like, I do those things, and it works out really well. It's kind of how me doing that hunter dodge thing works. Is just doing it over and over with Tommy. I'm like, man, I can dodge you and fuck you up with this.
you
And
go
then I
back
started
on
doing
that
it.
one, right there and before when they were peeking the sniper, if they were good, I would have been dead because I was
yeah,
just like
yeah,
right in their scope.
yeah. I was curious why you did that as well, because you'll see that that's like 50, 60 meters, man. Like you were getting headshots at like like two hard scoping, right? Handheld supernova, don't give a shit. Just tank a sniper to the face.
Fly shoddy.
Yeah, man. So here, like, so here's the question. What has you sort of contest, like right there? Like, what
At
has
that
you
range.
contest that? Is there like,
That's a good question.
do you think you can get a few
s-
shots
A
off?
would be the idiot at me, probably. If it's just like that, try to get like a few pot shots to like throw them off make it so they're like twitchy and everything, and they're not able to get like the other people. And I think I overestimate like the range and like when the fall off kicks in.
Yeah, so what you're saying makes a lot of really good sense, right? You're able to flinch the other person, draw some attention off,
Yeah,
sort of support your team, and that's really good. Okay, I don't think that's a
yeah, that's
bad thing.
kind of like what I try to do. I'm just like, oh, let's throw them off their game, because if we can even throw them off a little bit, that's better for us. I feel like.
The one thing I want to mention though, as because I also snipe sometimes, and Justin can throw in on this. If you're running a sniper and someone's trying to contest you at like 60 meters with a hand cannon, it's like it's like a Christmas gift. It's
Yeah,
like because you're gonna do what, probably 20 to 30
20
damage,
to 30.
right? Like you're gonna have to hit them probably what, 10 times, right? That's your almost your full
Mhm.
mag
Well, it's
before
like
you
the
kill them.
Sass said. He said he's going for the flinch,
Yeah.
and I get that. Like I've had people flinch me, but here's the thing: if you're sniping, you need to be running like unflinching sniper rifle aim, and you need to probably have it stacked, or just be fucking really good at sniping. I mean, I can't think of the amount of times people have tried to, flinch me with hand cannons, but as long as you just shoot them first, or even if they flinch you, if you have that unflinching aim, you can usually take, and because they're not doing much damage, you can kind of stand there and let them shoot you 3, 4 times, and you're still good on health, and you can really take your time with the shot if you need to. I mean, granted, if they're closer, then you're taking a little bit more damage. Maybe you're getting closer to that 5 bang or something like that. But even then, um, it really comes down to who's sniping. I guess some people can't handle that flinch. Some people are playing on controller. I don't know. It's different for everybody. But yeah, right there, like on that freeze frame that I'm looking at, if he's got a spare rations out against whatever the fuck sniper that is, I would just get right back behind that cover.
Mm.
But that's just me.
And again, the flinch plays a factor into it, but I would say like you don't really want to keep contesting them at
Not
that
at
range.
16 feet versus like 30 or 40.
So damage fall for your spare rations, even if you have a god roll, right, it's really going to be around 28 meters, right? I'm not sure if you know
Mhm,
how much distance 28 meters is, but you might want to take
mhm,
go in like a private match just to get yourself comfortable with that
mhm.
distance. So
You
they
could use
say,
Darcy, or you could like get one of the heavy bricks or whatever, and just kind of get an idea about like what distance is. It
mhm,
really helps to know. It
yeah,
helps with like shotgun kill range, or like, all right, I know for a fact like my mind benders can consistently kill it, 8.5 or 9 or whatever, and then from there you kind of know
yeah.
exactly once you look at it enough. Like right there, the heavy brick that you can see is up. You can see the meters, 46 meters away. So
And again, same thing, right? Because especially with the loadout you're running, which is a hand cannon shotgun, right? Like for some reason you're just consistently contesting them. Like this is fine, right? That range is not a problem, right? But you were fighting some of the other people at like 50, 60 meters, and it looks like you're just losing those fights pretty
he's making
consistently.
good plays though.
Yeah,
The guy that was battling
yeah,
with him with Thorn, and then
yeah.
he just kind of dipped
That,
out on that play.
That one was
that
just like a herp can't make jump on me.
yeah. That
That
was
happens
that
to
was.
me all the time. I dodge into walls. I dodge into like trees. I dodge into barricades. I dodge into everything that's like stationary. I'm just stupid.
Yeah, that was a panic jump if I ever saw one, man. You just like did it once, you hit the wall, you did it again, you hit the wall again. It's like
It was like, maybe I could like climb over the top if I hit it
exactly, yeah,
again.
yeah, yeah. And I think if you had any other jump than the aerial dash, I think you would have made it. See, again, right there. Again, you got
Too far.
shotgun. You actually got a really nice, clean shotgun off on that super. So if it actually wasn't, if he wasn't
That's
using,
super.
yeah, it wasn't a super, you would have got him, right? But again, you were contesting that sniper at like
Way too far.
that was like probably 70, 80 meters. Honestly, you were hitting like teens. Yeah. See, again,
Would
right
that
here,
just be
right?
a question of like loadout? Because like,
It could be, but it could
or
also
like what my teammates are running versus what I'm running. Like if I don't run sniper, I'm like, oh, I don't want to run it. Then I should just rely on them, or
the you should
I
definitely
don't
have
know what to phrase.
you definitely have a secondary loadout of some kind, just so you could have something with more range if you need it. But in terms of your loadout, you're doing fine, and also anybody that fucking teabags, they're yeah, that's just bad etiquette. But You know, your loadout's fine. You can do really well. Like when you hit those shots, you're doing really well. It's just that with the positioning, for some reason, you're fighting them at sniper like scout rifle range. Versus if you just like sort of duck between the corners, I think you could have closed the gap a lot better. This is 649. Yeah, I think. Yeah, there.
Gotta love freelance.
Yeah, great.
That was me. I don't know why I wasn't dashing around.
We can look at that real quick. Let's replay that real quick. And again, I don't think it was a bad super because you did secure some kills, right? Yeah, right there. Really good shotgun into the melee. All right, wait a second. Yeah, 730. Yeah, you're gonna contest someone else with your hand cannon again. Right there. All right. You got one, which is great. All right. And there's two of them there, and you see how you're hitting 30s with your crits? I'm not sure if you saw that, right? But you're getting half damage, right? And I think that's okay. It's not a problem per se, but in this situation where you were right here, you know, before that guy died. So if you were right here, right? What I think you could have done to make the fight a little better is actually probably to jump and Icarus dash towards them to close the gap.
To jump into the fight?
You could have, right? Again, that could have gone either way, but because right now, right, it looks like it's a 2v2, but it's not really a 2v2, right? It's two of them versus that teammate, and you're team shooting a little bit, but you're doing half damage.
But I'm not contributing. Yeah, it's more like a 2 versus 1.5 almost.
Exactly, right? You're contributing some, but you're not, you know, you're not hitting your optimal TTK, right? Like even if that person were to just stand there and not move, it will probably take you 2 seconds or more to actually kill them, because you're hitting 30 per crit, right? So that's what. Just do some simple math. That's like 7 shots, right? It's like pop, pop, pop.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna take a little time.
Switch to malfeasance if you're gonna do that.
Yeah. You can definitely get some guns or like Luna's How or Not Forgotten. You know, they'll sort of secure those long range shots. But in my mind, you can just go like all the times that I've seen you fight with your hand cannon. In my mind, I'm like, you could probably switch over to a pulse so you could do better. Just a thought for you.
Like a pulse rifle?
Yeah, from what I can see, the spare rations, you're good with it. You have good aim. It seems like you like to engage a lot at slightly longer than hand cannon ranges. Hand cannon's nice, but you can still with a pulse rifle and a shotgun, you're still gonna do pretty well. You can still trying to think because you're running a mind bender, so
Yeah.
Outlast. I like Outlast a lot. I actually used Outlast to get to like I want to say I was like 4,000 or 4,200. I used Outlast to get to 4,200 my very first time trying to get to Legend, and it served me really well. I ran Outlast with Beloved. No, I'm sorry. I ran Outlast with hell. What did I run? It wasn't Beloved because obviously Outlast is energy, but
Mountaintop.
nah, dude, I didn't use Mountaintop.
It's 8.
It was Outlast and something else. I can't remember what it was though. I want to say I might have actually ran on it. I think I did hand cannon without an Outlast. I think I did Ace of Spades with an Outlast. I think that's what it was. But I don't know. So maybe switch out. Maybe keep your hand cannon. Maybe keep that spare rations, but maybe go with a pulse rifle for your energy. See how that plays for you, and maybe not do as much close range. I don't know. You can try it out and see what works for you. Maybe do some quick play with it. Obviously, don't just run it a comp.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. But
for me, at least, you should definitely have a secondary loadout. You should have you should cover some ranges.
Was
yo, what's up, Eagle? Last word plus. Eagle was there. He would know. But anyways,
yeah, was I using last word in Outlast? I can't remember, dude. You would remember better than I would.
Have a secondary loadout, right? Have something so that you can switch into that's going to give you more range, because you're fighting them at those ranges. It sounds like you play sniper sometimes, right? Because I hear you say you play them, or no?
Have I? No.
No. Okay, then never mind. Definitely have something that has a little bit of range and see if that changes a bit. Again, because if you were to have a different weapon, I think you would have won a lot of those fights. Okay, if we move on, 7:45. Okay, you're about to do something really interesting for me, which is the double peek, right? So they're heavy. You peek once, right? You're out. You know they're looking at you, and then you peek again, right? And then you got killed with a heavy machine gun. Curious, what had you contest them again when they had heavy? Like, what was going through your head? What happened?
Play that clip one more time.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I see they're there, so I'm trying to pick it off, and I saw, I think, one or two of my teammates over there, and I was thinking maybe they were gonna join me because
Okay.
I felt like we were just like dancing around, but not like doing anything. So I said, okay, somebody's got to man up and fucking like shoot the first shot. But
Yeah.
then they didn't join in, and I thought they were. I think part of it's freelance, and part of it's me being like a little way too aggressive in that situation. Like in a 2v1, I think I was playing way aggressive.
Yeah. And I don't think it's wrong for you to try to contest them, but I'm not sure if you noticed, but they just picked up heavy machine gun, right? If you see that light
Yeah.
right there,
Hmm.
right? Like, with the spare rations at that range, like the heavy machine guns win every single time.
Yeah. Obvious.
What I think you could have done better, there's probably two things you could have done. One, you could have repositioned, right? You could have went around behind you because there's cover to your like 4 o'clock. There was some cover there. You could have went around and went behind and joined up with your teammates. That's one option. You could reposition. Or second one, you could have actually peek shot a little bit more. So what you'll see right now is that you see right there when you contest, right? You actually went too far to the right, right? You'll see
Hmm.
what I mean in a second, right? And then when you try to come back and go back into cover, you couldn't. You see that? So what you can do
Because
is
I was too far out and I couldn't put a barrier between me and him.
exactly right, especially with a hand cannon, because you don't need to have that sustained fire, right? Not like a heavy machine gun. You could just be on the edge, pop a shot, and then go back into cover. You committed a little bit too much in that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay.
I don't know if you have it. Do you have Randy's throwing knife by any chance?
No, I'm about like 75% on scout rifle kills to it, so it's
Okay.
doable.
I think that I could be wrong. I haven't. I was on yesterday, but I didn't look. If Mayhem is up, you may want to consider it because honestly, from watching your gameplay and the way that you like to run the mind benders a little bit, I think maybe a Randy's would actually suit you really well. It would actually help you too if you do want to try to contest the sniper, because Randy's flinches the piss out of people, or at least I know it does to me. Um, I was watching that play where he fell
Yeah.
off. But yeah, Randy's would probably be a really good thing to get.
I want to watch that one again because
Yeah, of
on one
course.
hand that was me being dumb, on the other hand, I think it actually worked out.
Yeah.
In the end.
Yeah, I don't actually think that was a bad play. I think that was actually a good play. Now again, you were last person standing, so not the best, right? But um, see, what's interesting for me is if that person didn't, he popped his super and then he just died. But yeah, I'm curious. You should have a second dash, right? Could you have made it back if he wasn't
I think
chasing
I used one to dash.
one right there? Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah, that was one, and then the
personally, I think it
second
was a
one
good
was the
play.
dash off.
I think it's a good play.
yeah.
He baited him off the ledge, took
Mhm.
him with him. I mean, they drew
What?
the
Can you
match.
like watch it as like slow mo? I want to see it, and then they jumped off with me.
They did. Playback speed. Let me go. 25%. I need to turn off sound. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad play at all. Because you see, they have one bit of health. So if you actually, you'd have a shotgun shot too. Yeah, I don't think that was a bad play. Because if you stayed on the
If I didn't miss my
ledge,
shotgun shot, but
yeah, if you didn't miss that shot, you would have got him. But even then, this is not a bad play, right? Because if you were standing on the edge, you see him light melee into right there. See,
Mhm.
would have got you if you were um, on the actual ledge. I think if you had another jumper, you would have like get back on the ledge. That would have been great. But what it looks like actually is that your melee actually like pushed you back and killed you.
I didn't. The top
Uh,
three melee pushes you back.
If you look, I don't know if it's your. So if you'll see what I mean because you have a moment. you have a pretty decent momentum, right? You see how you're moving, you're moving, and then you pop your super, right? You see how you just sort of sped up a little bit at the end. I don't know if that's that,
Maybe
or
just me turning.
maybe it's just you turning. Maybe that's what it is. Do you
Not
have?
sure, but either way, there's not a lot you can do when you're getting rushed by that kind of
By
super.
a
I think
super
I think
when
it's a
it's
great
three,
play.
when it's like three, when it's like yeah, like the match point. So
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that was a good kill. I think that was a good way to tie the round and not give him that win. So
Mhm. Yeah, I think that was definitely a good play, especially because from the way he was going towards you, I think even if he killed you, he would have fallen off the map. I'm not sure if he could have made it back. Not 100% though.
Eagle makes a good point. It could have been something about just dying and the way the
Zuma.
frames
Okay, show
are.
your ghost. Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
Maybe.
All right, let me play into next.
You resume normal play speed too.
Yeah, let me do that because otherwise I'm like, why is this so slow? That makes sense. I'm glad Destiny has that option. YouTube has that option. All right, going in. Let me put sound on.
I'll do some gameplay as well, and then I'll watch myself and let Tommy critique my gameplay.
So, yeah. Yeah. You didn't really do anything wrong. You were just up and they just got you.
Yeah.
See, I'm curious. Why'd you pop a well there? Not not well.
because I
Rift.
thought we were getting pushed, so I was like, oh, we should try to do like a last stand here because we had no lives left anyway.
Okay. Just curious. Yeah, no lives left.
Like I do think like I try to use it for vision sometimes, but I don't know if that's like worth to use it like if I'm trying to vision to peek over a corner versus using an emo.
Okay. Peek in the corner. Also, I want to mention we could rewatch that real quick. I think this was actually a fantastic play, right? You were hitting him, but he was getting you as well, and you weren't sure about that engagement, so you backed off, and you actually switched in with your teammate who got that kill nice and easy. So I think that was a fantastic bait. Let's see, yeah, good. Let's look at
Did you
this.
get him with handheld supernova? Looks like it.
Yeah. There we go. And that's pretty much the end of the match, right? But there was one at 9:42 right here. I think that was also again right, like just a little bit far away because you'll see it when you hit right. You hit 29 for the body, right? So you're doing like 60% damage. Not bad, still can do it, but it's just again that range. That's pretty much the video. Were you gonna say something, Mañana?
No, I was just like agreeing with you on that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say, based off this clip, from what we see, general feedback for you. I think one of the biggest areas you could easily improve in is just getting used to range and making sure you're hitting that like 28 meters. Now you can still get that optimal TTK or close to optimal TTK at ranges outside of that, but you got to watch out for those engagements at like 40, 50 meters, especially against a sniper with a hand cannon.
So here's what I noticed. You got a lot of kills with your hand cannon. I want to say with a shoddy, you got. I wasn't paying like super close attention to how many shotgun kills, but obviously a lot less than you did with the hand cannon. Maybe try hand cannon pulse rifle, and then rely on your melee for the really close range engagements with the dodge, because you have that air dodge, so you can dodge around people if you need to close range and use that to get an advantage, and then just hit them with that melee, because that warlock melee is pretty decent. Um, I don't know. You could try that kind of playstyle. Obviously, you got to do what works best for you, but uh, I see you engaging a lot at like kind of longer ranges where the hand cannon's not hitting as hard as it could, and you'll get. I mean, of course, if somebody's hitting headshots on you with a hand cannon, they're going to kill you quicker. But the pulse rifle might give you that extra damage. So if somebody's
In
engaging,
range, I imagine.
yeah, exactly, it's going to give you that extra damage in range. So you could even get away with some body shots. Might flinch them a little bit.
Now,
Um,
also, if
so
your teammates are running like snipers and stuff, even if you do a little bit of damage, you can ensure like a one hit body.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or even a scout rifle if you're into that thing. If you like a hand cannon, you might like a scout rifle instead of a pulse rifle. So, like I said, Randy's is one for your kinetic slot if you're looking for like a scout. Outlast, I really recommend it for energy if you want to try like a pulse, but you can even try symmetry. I don't see people really using symmetry in comp,
Uh,
but
I've seen it's a really great effect sometimes. Like if you can pull off some of those headshots, like if you can get 6 stacks of it and then do the alternate fire mode, like the TTK is ridiculously fast.
don't worry about what's meta though. I like
Yeah.
using things that aren't meta. Like people don't use Lumina, but I like to use Lumina, and I like to buff myself, buff teammates. It's a fun gun. Use what's fun, what feels best. Like I still use Rose instead of a God rolled spare rations because I just like Rose, and it works for me. So do whatever works really, but play around with it. That's kind of the best thing, really. Just play around with doing that. And I think is an elimination still up? You can play around elimination too to get a good feel. So it gives you more of that 3v3 kind of. Because I know testing out things and quick play like 6v6 is kind of chaotic. You really can't even remotely
Yeah,
tell what
control is very chaotic. I'm just like,
yeah.
whoa.
Yeah, you cannot go in there with your normal comp loadout and like slay out. You go in there with Revoker Not Forgotten. You're like, all right, everybody's using weird shit. This is just not good practice. So either like squad up with like some clan mates that want to go in and do some like clan rumble or like elimination things like that to practice. That's what I do.
The other thing that Justin was mentioning, you might want to consider getting that Randy's, just because I think that would be pretty good for your playstyle. Again, you're shooting shots, you're hitting those shots. It's not like you're missing. You are hitting them. Just something that's
Yeah,
going to give you a little bit more flinch and a little bit more lethality at longer ranges.
yeah,
So,
for sure.
another thing that could come up is using some of those vertical space. Again, you're good at using your dodge to get out of situations. One thing, just as a suggestion, especially if you're fighting, like if you're able to fight someone one on one, like in a duel, for example, if you can use some of those dodges, like to maneuver, you might be able to get ahead on some people. Just a thought for you, because I see you use it. I see you use it defensively, but in some of those situations in my mind, it's like if you used it offensively, would you have?
Offensive thing.
Yeah, like would that have changed some of the situation? I think it would have. And another note also is, especially when someone's about to shotgun rush you and you know they're on the radar, they're coming. If you don't have a ceiling, just jump up, because shotgun rushers aren't gonna like the
They're not
chance.
going to look up.
They're not gonna look up. The chances of a shotgun rusher jumping, looking up while they're shotgun rushing a corner, minimal to low. It's possible if you have a good enough, like someone's good enough, but it's really rare, right? They're either slide shooting or they're like maybe they're jumping, aiming down. The chance of them looking up is really minimal. So if you can do that, I think you're going to be able to bait a lot of shotgunners. So
All right, yeah.
that's another thought for you. And then another piece of information is to play cover a little bit better, especially when you were fighting that the one like the you're fighting 1v2 with them with heavy, right? If you were actually in the corner a little better, I don't think you would have actually died to the heavy machine gun because you had your dash, right? You could have just like jumped and just like dashed away. Um, so you might want to play around with cover and like peek shoot a little bit more, like be like don't overcommit when you're about to peek shoot. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, just a thought for you. Was this helpful? Is there anything like any feedback or any thoughts, anything you want to share?
Um, there were some good points. I'll definitely consider them and take them into mind and try some stuff out.
Okay, cool, man. I think that's about it. If there's anything else you want to add, feel free, man. I want to mention I missed.
Thank you for doing it. I guess. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Thanks for watching. I'll have the video up probably tomorrow. Would love to, when I have the edited clip, it'll be a lot faster. It won't be like us talking the whole time. It'll just be like, like quick little snippets. Let me know what you think, man.
I'll take a look at it. Thanks.
Yes, please. All right, man.
Cool.
Getting off
Thanks,
the
man.
call now. Talk to you again soon, man. Take care, mañana. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. If you'd like to submit your gameplay for this series, there will be a form in the descriptions below. Continue to make Shax proud, Guardian.